This is cool.
Good morning. We are here with the library. It is 8:36 this morning. We're
Good
back with Lori.
morning.
We did this last month, so I
We
guess we're going to do it
did. We're
again.
going to do it again. And it's a delightful, beautiful winter day,
Well, you're pretty positive.
she says sarcastically.
Yeah. Are you ready? Have you seen the weather for this weekend?
Oh, this weekend is Cheer Fund pickup.
Oh,
and
my.
so I'm just not saying really anything to do with the library, but I'm a little nervous that we're going to have really bad weather. But we're fortunate that in that we got into the new highway garage, so at least it's heated.
That's good.
But no, the library, we keep on keeping on even in bad weather. That's what we do.
Sounds like the post office.
Rain,
sleet, snow.
people need the community library when they need it. People always say, how come you're not closed on, any like Veterans Day or, President's Day or any of those legal holidays? And people are always, why is it that you guys aren't closed? And that's the reason that we're not closed is because if you're not working, that might be your chance to come to the library. You have the day off, so we're at the library, so you can come take care of whatever business you need to take care of. So we're only closed on the major holidays. Christmas Eve and Christmas will be closed in December, and then, of course, we'll be closed New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. But the reason that we don't close on those small holidays is so that we're there for all of you.
Absolutely. And yesterday, I actually went to Indianapolis for a meeting, and I went by a library, and they had a big sign up front, and I loved it. It said, at one time, we may have been a library, but in today, we have become a community, the heart of the community.
Oh, I love that.
And I was like,
was that an Indianapolis Public Library?
It was.
Do you know?
And
That's
I
awesome.
drove by, and I was like, and I thought I read it. I had to turn around and check it again.
Did you? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we used to be about books. And we still are.
Yeah.
Absolutely, hands down, still about books. But we are a place for people. The weather outside is frightful. Because, it 'tis the season. And, if you don't have someplace warm to be, we are listed as a designated warming center. So if people don't have a place to be, it's warm. We have access to water, to bathrooms. You can read the newspaper, or if you bring your laptop with your earphones, and you can watch movies on your laptop, or you can use our computers. There's so many things that we can keep you occupied with if you need a place to be. One of my favorite stories was a lady used to come in all the time, and I wish I knew why she doesn't. I'm assuming her husband retired, but her husband worked during the day, and she often was trying to find some place to be, so he was a light sleeper. So she would come to the library and hang out, read books, or do whatever she wanted to do, and it was just a cozy place for her to be. And so the libraries have become basically the heart of the community, trying to partner with, all the people that we can. We were just at the Holiday Walk, which I understand was fabulous.
I stopped by the booth, and I think Lacey had said you guys had ordered 350 bears.
Oh no, it was over like 500. Yeah, it was a lot.
And when I was there was 6 left.
Yes, we ran out. Everybody, I understand everybody ran out of everything.
Yeah.
And so, we've taken that into consideration for next year. And, because things do grow. And I think that's wonderful. I think that, it's a great opportunity for people to see some of the community partners or resources that are out there. And so we were so excited. We had our little teddy bears. They were so soft and cute. And so I think, people got socks, and people got teddy bears, and I don't remember what the hospital was giving out something, and I don't remember what it was, but they got like little stockings. Was it stockings?
Because then the kids could fill their stockings as they walked around.
What a wonderful idea.
And it's hilarious. So during the evening, I was there doing a live with Decatur County Memorial Hospital, and Rex came up. The CEO of the hospital came up, and he had one of the little bears.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes my heart happy.
And it was just, but a lot of kids had this stuff, and it was just a really neat thing. And when people think of a library, they don't think of going and doing a booth.
Right. People don't often expect to see us at events, and that's one of the best places where we can say, "Hey, did you know?"
Yeah.
Fill in the blank, or just to put it in your head, like, wow, the community library was here. And I got the sweetest, and maybe she's listening today. We'll see. I got the sweetest letter, a handwritten letter, Chris. I haven't had a handwritten letter, and I'm going to say, when I reply to this woman, I'm going to say that I haven't had a handwritten letter in forever. And she wrote a letter to to the public services person at the library because she wanted to know what outreach services we had for people who are homebound in this kind of weather. They don't have a TV, they don't have internet, well, they might have a TV, they don't have internet, and they don't have a telephone. And so I'm going to be reaching back out to her by letter, which I will not handwrite because she needs to be able to read it. But, I have doctor's handwriting. But yeah, we have our bookmobile that, we will help figure out how to make sure that this woman has reading material and the other things that she's looking for throughout the winter because she can't walk.
Let's touch on the bookmobile real quick. Where all does the bookmobile go?
Oh my gosh. And I will absolutely forget I won't remember everywhere because Jenny has grown the program exponentially since she started at the library, but she visits the schools. So she goes to the daycare. So she goes to like Barb's Babes in Westport. She goes to Red Cargo. And then we also have an outreach librarian that does story time to those places as well. But the bookmobile goes to take books for them to check out for like their school or whatever. She visits, she's in New Point, Clarksburg, Letts, Adams, any place she can find, Lake Santee, any place that she can find to park that bookmobile. And she has time in her day, she will go. And that's funny thing because the letter that I got, the lady said, I know there used to be a bookmobile that brought things for the children, but that's not the truth. And I don't think it ever really has been. Bookmobiles have always been for every age. And it's not true that that you can't get on the bookmobile if it's parked someplace. So if you see our bookmobile, beautifully decorated bookmobile somewhere, you may get on. You can get a library card there. You can check out books and movies. I believe she has audiobooks. If you are a person who goes to that, maybe the Clarksburg location, she also goes to New Point, if I didn't say that. Like say you go to the Clarksburg location whenever she's there, every week or every 2 weeks, and you say, I want this Nora Roberts book. Would you bring it out to me? Absolutely, she'll bring that to you. So you can place your book orders. She'll bring them and pick them back up. The bookmobile, I think it's one of our least understood and undervalued
I agree.
Resources because Jenny can provide you, with the exception of Wi-Fi and internet and computer use, Jenny can provide you with anything that we can provide you with in the building. She just has to do it in a different way.
The one thing I'll say too is if you haven't met Jenny, you're missing out.
If she is not the nicest person in the world, then I don't know who is.
I enjoy her. Every once in a while, the library will post like the portraits by like her driving or her.
Yes.
Like, she'll just go somewhere and park
Yeah,
and take a
she
picture of the sky.
loves the way that and that's what she says. She loves people. She'll tell you that, but she also just loves driving and seeing all the different things in the different times of the year. But I'll give you a little. So, your version of the most sweet, nicest Mrs. Claus in the world.
Yes.
That's Jenny.
Yep.
And it's so fun when we do the parades. The kids and adults alike will be yelling, hey, Miss Jenny, or Bookmobile Lady, or everybody's yelling because the bookmobile's in the parade, and they all know Jenny. Yeah. So she came to us from a kitchen aid job in a school system, and in her interview, she said she was really tired of cutting lettuce, and so we tease her every once in a while. We're like, we're going to put you on lettuce duty, but. When she walked in, she was like wearing a sign that said, I am the perfect hire for this position. So yeah, she's really wonderful. And the bookmobile is a wonderful, wonderful resource for anybody in the community. So if you're out there, go make a new friend, because Jenny will make a friend with anybody she sees. And, go out there and step on the bookmobile and see what's there. I think you'll be surprised at how much is actually on the bus.
Absolutely. I think it's just a valuable resource here. And, as we talk about different things in the library, it's important to remember that the library has become somewhere for people to not only learn, but to gain friendships, to stay warm. I mean, there's so many things. And I'm sure you're going to talk about different events going on this month. We have
some events coming up that I will mention briefly, but I will say, Chris, that one of the most pleasurable parts of my job specifically in having been involved with adult programming, is watching friendships develop and watching people who come. Maybe they don't see each other any other time but at a craft program, but they're friends. They look forward to seeing each other. They sit with each other. They catch up. It's true, particularly for people who are over a certain age. When you have kids, you can often be friends with your kids' friends' parents, kind of a
Oh
thing.
yeah, yeah.
There are people out there. But once your kids move on, it's really difficult to establish new relationships or new friendships, new connections with people. And everybody's so invested in social media at this point, and I'm not knocking social media because I think it definitely has its advantages, but there is something about being face to face, talking to it's like the handwritten letter, right?
Yeah.
Being face to face, talking to people, chatting and laughing and having shared experiences that is really good for you mentally, emotionally, physically. We need that. People need that connection. And we see that also in our storytime parents, because the kids go to story time and then the parents have the ability to, mingle among themselves. We have people who come in for mental health appointments. We have people who come in for social services appointments, job searches, just that face to face meeting with
Yeah.
people. And I think that, again, those are the kinds of things that the public library is really the only place in the community where that's possible at this point. If you have a need and you haven't been able to fulfill that need, you need to ask someone at the library if we have something that fits that, because you might be surprised. Like today at 10 o'clock, if you're not doing anything at 10 o'clock this morning, go to the library and play bingo and have a donut. Talk and laugh and win tiny prizes and, just have a moment of joy and frivolity in your life. And we have a writing group. That writing group meets today at 5 o'clock. If you are someone who is a budding writer, or you've been thinking about maybe a story that you want to put down, or you just want to talk to other people who have a love of the written word, come to the writers group. They will welcome you with open arms. Book discussions. Tomorrow night we have genealogy and the Indiana room. So if you are a little overwhelmed with your genealogical research, our local history librarian, Jennifer, and then Greensburg, and Decatur County historian Russell Wilhoit will be there. They're doing a program about how to do that genealogical research.
Russell, the honorary staff member.
Russell, who has done so many things in that. I mean, including take our cardboard to the dump. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
He's kind of a jack of all trades, but the man is also a walking encyclopedia of
yes.
Decatur County history. So if you have questions
And you
about
can pop a question at him.
that, I don't know where he retains it all. He just know, and if he doesn't know, he will. He's like a dog with a bone. He's
Yes.
going to find out.
Yep.
Um,
I've
and-
experienced it I did an article,
Yeah,
and I
did-
needed reference.
Yeah,
And he, let me look at it. And it was 3 hours later, he was like,
Yeah.
I found what I was looking for.
yeah. He knows a lot. He just and it's such a passion of his. And it's funny, I just had this conversation with a couple of other people not too long ago, but some of those skills are going to be lost.
Yeah.
When Russell's no longer able to do what Russell does. I wish we had younger people, and that's why I appreciate Jennifer, our Indiana history librarian, is that she's kind of picking up some of that
Yeah.
from Russell and learning from him, growing from him, knowing how to find things or knowing more about the community. And she works directly with the Historical Society here as well, with Carrie and some of the other people down there. And so she's really becoming a vast font of information as well, which is really good because we need somebody to pick that up.
I think also it's really important, as you're talking about, is that we continue to pass down that information generation for generation, because, my great-grandfather, he had so many stories, but nobody took time
Right.
to write them down or record them,
Right.
and it's just like, now it's like, that's lost, it's gone.
My grandpa told me so many things about this community, and most of them were probably true. And
That's
my grandpa was a great guy. He had a tendency to over embellish just a little bit
just a little
sometimes,
bit.
or misremember. But he told me so many things, and at the time it was like, Grandpa, I know you told me that, you already
Yeah.
told me that, and now I wish I'd recorded it all.
Yeah.
Because I wish I could share that with my children and grandchildren. And it's funny how that happens as you get older. You're like,
Yeah.
man, we're losing a lot of that history. But some of the other stuff that we have coming up at the library, and I know that you have an experience with this too. We have a wonderful teen librarian who's been doing so many great things with the teens. And she has a teen cafe next Monday on the 15th. And that's for grades 6 through 12. So from 4 to 5:30, they're going to do games and cards and puzzles, sit, relax, and chat with friends. So just, they're just going to hang out. Where else does your kid get to just hang out
That's really
with
neat.
other teens and eat snacks and, watch or do crafts or, just hang out without any kind of an agenda of like, oh, I have to do this paper. I have to do, this is a have to. Even sports, you get to hang out with your friends, but that's still a have to,
Yeah.
So she's a really fun, vibrant, engaging person. And so I think the teens really enjoy her. And then, of course, we have things for preschoolers. So next Tuesday, we have our preschool play evening. And again, preschoolers and a caregiver can come in and just come into the activity room. It's free play, which means that no one is saying, sit down here and build a tower with these blocks. It's
Okay.
here's the light board, here's the Play-Doh, here's the we've got these fun scarves that the kids like to toss around, those kind of things. And it's that creative free play with other children
I'm gonna
that I
come
think
hang out.
is so. You know what? I have to admit, there's a window into the activity room that's right off my office, and I have a tendency when I hear the noise in there to like step out and peek through the window because it is so energizing and joyful to watch these little kids doing all the things that they're doing, singing or doing story time, and some of them are so stinking cute. They're all really cute. You can't even say they're all adorable. And then the grades 1 through 5, they are doing a program that says, how do you spell Christmas? And they're going to be doing a letter tile ornament, like the Scrabble tiles. They're going to make an ornament. So what word would you choose? Would you choose
Oh,
toys? Would you choose joy? Would you choose peace? Would you choose what would you choose to make
that's
your
neat.
Christmas word? And then they're also doing a snowman ornament and having a Christmas snack because, well, we always have food because that's just, one of those things that we always do. Let me see what else we have coming up. And of course, I did mention that we will be closed Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then also New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. That would be a Wednesday and a Thursday, so we will be open on Friday and Saturday that week. Those 2 weeks. They're doing a homeschool program, Homeschool Christmas. That would be on the 17th. We have a tween program, which is grades 3 to 6. So they're not quite elementary and they're not quite, junior high. They're kind of in that middle tween. They're between those things. And they're doing a Christmas canvas painting. They're making a mini canvas snowman ornament and a winter scene on canvas just in time for Christmas decorating. And of course, they're having a holiday snack. And then on the 19th, on Friday, Lacey is showing a Christmas movie, a lunchtime matinee. It won't make you cranky to spend Christmas with that cranky family, if you understand. I'm technically not supposed to say the name of the movie on the air, but I can say things wrapped around it. And you can look on our website, greensburglibrary.org, look at our calendar, and it will tell you all the things about all the programming. Have you ever spent Christmas with the Cranks?
I have not.
You have not?
No.
Well, perhaps this might be your moment to do that. Just asking. We do have something that we've been doing for a few months now for people who really enjoy anime and the Japanese culture. We have an otaku club, and they literally watch and discuss a new anime. It's kind of like a book discussion, only they watch an anime and then they discuss it, and then they have some sort of a snack that kind of goes with. And if Karen is doing what she mentioned, I think this one will be a little. I think this one's maybe a little special. I think she might be doing something Christmassy this time. And then the teens, again, on December the 22nd, they are, Sherry says, come decked out in your favorite Christmas sweater. And they're going to watch a classic movie, and I believe they're voting on what that's going to be right now. I don't know that that has been decided because I think she was taking votes on what classic Christmas movie they wanted to watch. I would vote for Elf, I think.
That's my favorite. That or National Lampoon.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of, It's a Wonderful Life, and I like the old movies, but I think Elf is my favorite. I'm not a huge a slapsticky kind of person, so the vacation movies are not necessarily like the top of my list. I've seen them all. I know. Lacey, that is Lacey and I are very good friends. Coworker Lacey, who is does the adult programming planning, but I know that I disappoint her whenever she hears that I'm not a
I'm
big
sitting
fan.
here I'm stuck. What is the movie where the kid gets his tongue stuck to the light
Oh,
bulb?
Christmas Story.
Christmas Story.
Sean and I just went to the Indiana Historical Museum up on Ohio Street. On Saturday, and they have their Festival of Trees, and they had a couple of different callbacks to the movie. So
Oh my
we
gosh.
had a Red Ryder BB gun. There was the leg lamp, that kind of thing. And I haven't seen that one for a really long time, so that's kind of on our list of things to watch.
You need to go to Cleveland and see the house.
Oh, that would be cool.
I got to go
I-
2 years ago.
Yeah, I just need to go somewhere anyway.
There you
So
go.
I will say, if you're not a Hoopla user, or even if you are, we have binge passes, and there are Christmas binge passes. So on Hoopla, we also have movies besides ebooks and audiobooks. So there are movies, and they do these things called binge passes, and they're all in a theme. And you check out the binge pass for 7 days, and it's free. So you can watch these holiday movies streamed on your device. Doesn't cost you a dime. So you don't even have to come to the library and pick it up. You just use your library card
That's cool.
and log in. And you can watch movies, you can read Christmas books, you can listen to Christmas books, whatever. And if you're not a Christmas person and you want to read the latest crime thriller, you can do that too. And they do have binge passes for movies.
That's
for
awesome.
those same kinds of things. We do have another teen program on the 23rd. They're doing cookie decorating just in time to leave them out for Santa. And then that gets us pretty much through the end of December with the holidays and everything. And then I will remind people that we will do our annual winter reading. So if you're interested in participating in the winter reading program, there are prizes for all ages if you participate in that. And we have so many exciting programs coming up in 2026. I couldn't begin to even possibly tell you how many. We are in full planning mode for the next year.
Sounds
And
amazing. I think this
getting-
is a good way to end our
Yeah,
2025 together.
I agree.
Looking ahead, and we've celebrated an amazing year. A lot of things done, a lot of accomplishments there at the library.
There really have been, and a lot of changes. We have a new director. Our old director, she would hate it if I referred to her as old. Our
Aw,
previous
I'm texting her
director,
now,
I'm
just
gonna,
so you
I might
know.
text her and let her know, in case anybody tells you. Our previous director took a job in Bartholomew County as the assistant director there, and so we were sorry to lose her, but we're happy that she's doing what she's happy to do. And so we have a new director, Brenda Campbell. She was on the Chamber Chat. Is that what they call it? Chamber Chat. I was thinking Community Connections. No, that's not right. Chamber Chat. And kind of introduced herself. She's a local person. Grew up here and went to school in North Decatur and is back now in the community. And so we're looking at one of the things that we're looking at doing that I think is really exciting. And I'll put a little bug out there for all the people listening. We are looking at combining. That's what I want. Creating. That's the word I want. Creating a library of things. Now, what a library of things is let's say Emily just walked into the room, and Emily really wants to make a football cake for the Super Bowl. But Emily doesn't want to buy a football cake pan because when is she ever going to use a football cake pan again? You could probably come to the library and check one of those out. Use it at home and then bring it back. Let's say, Chris, you need to hang a really heavy picture at your house, and you don't have a stud finder. Do you really want to buy a stud finder? But you could borrow one from the library of
can't
things.
have stud finders at my house.
It would just
keep going
constantly
off.
be pointing at you. I knew that was what you were going to say. I was setting that up for
That's
you.
as bad as like when you strap something down. Nope, that isn't going nowhere.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Or my lovely old Greg Meyer, God rest his soul. That's what I always want to say whenever he was. Anytime I would say, "Oh, I am hot," he would say, "Braggart." Every single time. And so, anytime I say that now, I hear his voice in my head, like, I'm hot, and I hear him, say that word. So yeah, these little things that we all say to each other. But yes, we are building a library of things. So if there are things, cookie cutters, cake pans, maybe a walker, maybe you're going to have foot surgery, and you're going to have a walker for a few weeks. Do you want to rent one? Do you want to buy one? Do you want to borrow one from the library? So we will be looking, we're building slowly, looking for ways to house that in our building, and then also ways to fund that library of things. So if you have things that are in very good condition that you are thinking of getting rid of, that you think might fit in our library of things, and you'd like to donate that would be wonderful. Or if you have a suggestion of something that would belong in our library of things, please let me know. 812-663-2826, greensburglibrary.org. Stop in the building, shoot me an email. My email address is on the website.
Perfect.
Write me a handwritten letter.
There you go. It's a good way to end the day, and let's end the year this way.
Yeah, we're going to have a great 2026, and we're going to wrap up 2025 with a bang.
Sounds perfect. Thank you, Lori.
Thank
You're
you,
always
Chris.
a pleasure to have in here. And
Well, I'm always happy to be here. That's why.
that's good. And it sounds like we're going to go back to some music and then turn
Country
it over.
Gold.
Country Gold.
Best day of the week.
Yep, there you go.
All
Emily's
right.
here. All right,
Thank
everybody have a
you.
good morning.